I was like, after something like that, I'd be like, right, everybody, this is what we're doing here. We're trying to, make you feel all that stuff. It's a great speech. Joe and Salabaher wrote the speech. He wrote the baseball, and so when Mickey tells him about growing up and first time I played catch with my dad, that's just Joe. And we were. If you look at something like that, if you look at the end of that, it's probably based on a lot of movies we saw. We all were big movie and TV buffs, and we'd just all be like, hey, that moment at the end of that TV episode where this happened? Yeah, isn't that cool? How can we make that happen? And we would just like dress it up in Arnold characters. But we were, okay, so that's how a lot of that stuff happens. But really, through that whole thing, yes, Arnold is supposed to be a real POV. And he's supposed to be going along, filtering most of this, especially in season 1, when what can I say? I had to make people get it. So I was like, always make sure it's being filtered through Arnold if you can. Helga began to immediately create competition for that. Her POV became really important pretty soon, I'm sure. But definitely in season 1, taking Arnold through this journey, screening out if it was too off. I remember telling board artists like, no, Arnold wouldn't do that. I'm sorry. Let's just not do this scene. And they look at you like, God, I just worked all week on that. But you're like, no, man, Arnold wouldn't be cruel like that, or Arnold wouldn't, be tough like that. And so, yeah, there's a little bit of that kind of where you feel like you're having to trim back the impulses of others. But I think they were great. They really grokked what I was trying to do, and were convinced by the early episodes that were great. There were, some of them I didn't like, but some of them were great. Like I love, some of those endings. I love that whole field trip. Arnold feels bad, like at the middle of the cartoon. He's got about 6 minutes to go, and he's feeling bad. And I think that's, and as soon as I saw that, I was like, I love this. I just love what's happening. He goes up to all that saxophone takes over. He's going up to his room, and he's laying on the bed, on the sofa, and really feeling shitty. And I love that. And I was like, we got to do more of these. And I think people, they just got it. The crew felt the same way. And it is amazing. I agree. It's amazing that you can get 50 people. I was very lucky, I think. It was a wonderful creative time, 1995. Just like cool stuff was happening. I'm not saying it isn't happening now. I think really cool stuff is happening all over the place all the time. But, we're talking about this.
Man, that's so cool. I think we all kind of feel like Arnold at the end of the baseball meeting Mickey Kaline right now. But yeah, so now we've all too listened to quite a few of your interviews, and I'm wondering if there's anything that you haven't really been asked in an interview about Arnold that you just really want to talk about.
Wow, that I haven't been asked. I mean, yeah. I have been the lucky, recipient of really a lot of questions about Hey Arnold. I think that I love the fact that, like, when you see a great movie and you come out and you're just kind of disturbed and, God, man, this is the kind of movie that we need to go have a drink and like knock back a drink and be like, good, wow, what just happened? And let's talk about it. Like, why is this? And I just, that I get those kind of questions from people all the time. People really that were struck by it, and they want to know. I don't know. Like, I'll give you an example. I do love